Did you find this video because you searched why is it so difficult to find a nonprofit accountant? Like many people, you are not alone. It is extremely difficult to find an accountant that specializes specifically in nonprofits, and I'll tell you why. First and foremost, did you know accountants generally have an extremely low unemployment rate, especially and including times of recessions? In fact, in the fourth quarter of 2019, the unemployment rate for accountants was only 1.4%. And furthermore, those that are working in nonprofit accounting is almost a unicorn to find. It just simply doesn't exist. And even if you can find a nonprofit accountant, did you know that the senior accountant wage, the salary for, kind of that senior accountant level or that controller level for a, small to mid-sized nonprofit is probably going to be somewhere around $80,000 a year. So if you can find somebody that's qualified and your budget allows for the salary that the market would suggest they should get paid, there's a couple other barriers for nonprofits to find accountants. First and foremost is opportunities for growth. I used to be a CFO of a nonprofit, and very similar to other people that would be considering those positions, it's generally a department with one or just two people. And when you take a position of that, there's really no upward mobility and there's not a whole lot of opportunities for advancement. So I think that that's definitely a hindrance that some nonprofits would have. Not to mention board members or your funders are going to want really qualified people. So these are often people that have their CPA license, an MBA, or some other, significant, credentials. And those credentials often charge more money to hire, or they have ongoing professional development needs that your candidates are going to hope that, you might help them cover. So in addition to, some of the challenges just finding, locating, and paying for these individuals, it's also difficult to find somebody that has the very specific experience that you might be looking for. Somebody that understands fund-based accounting, that understands how to put budgets together, understands how to put projections together, how to interpret financial information that makes sense for your funders, which, as we know, they're all different. They all want different formats, they all want different reports, and also to be able to relay that information to your board or your program directors in a way that's meaningful and useful to them. And also somebody that's responsive enough to need, that grant report or that budget for this grant that you're trying to write in a relatively quick amount of time. The reality is a lot of nonprofits just need somebody that understands the specific issues related to their industry, and most accountants just don't possess that sort of knowledge. It's just like any other profession. If you're working with an attorney, you can't hire an employment law attorney if you're working on a criminal case. Or a doctor. They have different specialties, and unfortunately there's just not enough nonprofit accountants out there to go around, especially for the 1.4 million nonprofits that are currently out there in the United States. They all need some level of accounting and financial assistance, and we're hopefully here at the Charity CFO to offer at least an option to consider outsourcing your accounting to one of our CPAs and the accounting teams that continue to work side by side with our clients on a day-to-day basis. So if you find yourself struggling to find an accountant, you're not alone. I can relate. I have to hire nonprofit accountants myself. But if you want more information on how we might be able to help you in the short or long term, go ahead and send me a message, visit our website, and if nothing else, subscribe to our YouTube channel to hear a little bit more about how we're able to help nonprofits just like you. Thanks so much.